Hi, Lars. Good evening. I'm very, very happy that you have the time to join us for this Monday class.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. It's a privilege.
Thank you. It is a privilege to us. So, wow. I guess you have to tell us about Young Living, and half an hour is not enough, but kindly, yeah, we're all ears.
All right. Well, what would you like to hear?
Well, about why we should believe in the company, why it's so beneficial, why it has been beneficial to you,
Okay.
and about this that you used to tell us, or you keep telling us about wellness, purpose, and abundance, that I find it quite interesting.
All right.
Y lo íbamos a hacer en español.
Ah, como
¿Está bien?
quieres. Yo puedo tratar.
Oh, puedes
Es-
muy bien.
Quizás voy a necesitar un poquito de ayuda.
Sí, toda la ayuda aquí.
Okay. Bueno. Um, Principalmente, ¿por qué debemos conectar con Young Living? Bueno, la primera vez que me fui a visitar la compañía de Young Living fue en 2001. Me fui en invierno con Procama, los dos juntos. Um, y mientras que un tour de la oficina, la fábrica y todo, había escuchando una palabra vez tras vez en mi cabeza. Y la palabra fue integridad. Y bueno, fue mi intuición. Y yo pienso que esta compañía realmente tiene integridad. Y puede, podemos ver en los productos seguramente porque son muy puros. So, entonces, boy, this would be way better, easier in English. Um, yeah, sí, so, entonces, pienso que la compañía, bueno, es mi creencia, es mi experiencia que la compañía tiene integridad. Um, Después de comenzar trabajando con Young Living, fue mi experiencia también, especialmente en los productos. Um, sí, ¿cómo he, uh, cómo he, how did it benefit me? Um, Young Living, um, Anna, can I do this in English? Is that okay?
Sure,
Okay,
it's all
because
fine.
otherwise I'll just lose my train of thought trying to translate. I just haven't
All right,
spoke I haven't spoke Spanish for so long. If I had been
gotcha.
speaking Spanish for a week or so, it might be easier. When I
Understand.
first found Young Living, um, I had been doing construction work for years before that, and I had a lot of health concerns. And with Young Living, I just started using the supplements. Um, I had knee issues because of being a wood flooring contractor. My knees were really sore. It was even difficult to walk up steps. I started using their products called BLM, which is for bone ligaments and muscles, sulfurzyme, um, doing cleanses and things. And it just really straightened out my body really fast. I was surprised. And I've been using the supplements ever since. I love the oils, of course, but my main um, thing that keeps me in Young Living for myself is the supplements. I take them every day. Ningxia Red. I just did a post. Young Living did a post on a product called Illuminize, and it has high levels of zeaxanthin and carotenoids in it. And I wore glasses from the time I was 10 years old until I was 40. Um, I don't wear glasses now. I don't need them. I can read close up. Um, and I believe all of this is because of the supplements, having good supplements, taking care of my body. So what I love about Young Living is it's preventative. We can, instead of thinking about life, well, I'll go, if I get sick, then I'll go to the doctor. If we start thinking about body systems and we start supporting body systems, then we can just really affect our health in a very positive way, especially if we can make the weakest point a little stronger, then everything else becomes stronger in our body. So that's why I love Young Living as far as in my personal life. I just use it every day. I use their toothpaste, I use their um, cleaning detergent, the thieves spray, all that kind of stuff. Um, I know you mentioned about wellness, purpose, and abundance. Young Living became for me a business when, and here's how it became a business. Once I found it and realized how powerful it was, I thought, how can I not share this with people? There are so many people, if I love it so much, there are so many people who would also love it if they only knew about it. And so I started just sharing it with people, telling them my experience. And people started signing up. And that became the basis for the business, is just sharing it with people. Of course, if we create a structure around sharing it, then we can share it properly. And that's important. I was building a group in Europe. Um, and we had probably three, four, 500 people in our group. And I did our first business meeting, and people came to our business meeting and they were like this. And I used an old flip chart, the big pieces of paper. And I said to Prakama, who was translating for me in German, I said, wow, this room just really feels heavy, like people don't want to be here. So I just asked them, I said, well, what is it that you don't like about network marketing? And we started writing things down. We wrote down a whole list, a whole page of those big flip charts. I flipped the page over, waited, just paused. I said, what else? And they filled up a whole second page. Now, in this room was like 25, 30 people. All of them were our leaders. All of them were building Young Living. And all of them had all these things they didn't like about network marketing. And so they didn't want to go to a business meeting. They just wanted to do what they were doing, which is just sharing it, which was building their business. And so after they listed all these reasons why they didn't like network marketing, I asked two questions. One, how many people in this room are working with Young Living? They all raised their hand. And then the second question is, how many people in this room have experienced any one of these things on this list that you just made? And they all looked at each other. Nobody raised a hand. Then all of a sudden they realized, oh, we're doing things differently because they were growing. And so I said, now can we start a business meeting? Well, at that point, they were very eager to listen. And I drew this a little stick man with a circle. And I said, there's a scripture in the Bible that says there's more happiness in giving than there is in receiving. And if you see the little stick man, the arrow is
Uh-huh.
going away. So it's showing giving. But the fact is in the circle of giving and receiving, it's actually one circle because we can't give to somebody else unless they're willing to receive. We can't receive from somebody unless they're willing to give. And so the fact is if we focus on what I found with other network marketing companies, not all of them, but many of them, They focused on this part. They were like, what can I get? How can I make you work for me so I can get more? Well, that just created something ugly. What we focused on is how can we share information? Because I felt Young Living was such of a good product. If people knew what it was, how to use it, and how to get it, people are intelligent enough they can make their own decision if they wanted it or not. And what I figured it was that with 8 billion people on the planet, there's enough people who were like me who would want it in their life that that would build a group. So I just kept sharing, doing classes where I would explain about the oils, how to use them in your personal life. And
Mm.
so I was focusing on the giving. But what I also found out is that myself and most people are really broken when it comes to receiving. They're broken when it comes to receiving something back. For example,
Sí.
a lot of people would say, "Well, I love Young Living so much. How can I how can I do a business out of it? It seems dirty to do a business." And it made me think most people are working in a job that they don't like. Their whole life is a compromise. They're doing something they don't love for money. And so they automatically have in mind that this is something that they have to do and it's dirty and not right. So they equate business and work with that oftentimes. Um, so when something so beautiful like Young Living and all these products come along, they think, well, I just have to share it because it's the best thing. I shouldn't make money from it because that doesn't seem right. Well, that's just that's just a misconception in our own mind. Um, we should be doing things that we love that help other people, and we should allow ourselves to accept the consequences of that, which is receiving money from Young Living. So it's just a natural consequence of things once we heal that that circle of giving and receiving. Does that make any sense?
Yes, it makes sense. El círculo de dar y recibir y cómo, pues eso lo tenemos roto la
Sí,
mayoría de nosotros. Ajá. Pero cuando nos abrimos a
sí,
recibir,
sí,
simplemente es el
y,
resultado de lo que damos.
y
Oh, it's
hay
cutting me.
más felicidad en dar que
Quieren
recibir.
recibir. Exacto.
Entonces, son un circuito. Solamente
Pues
si
sí.
podemos enfocar en la parte de dar y ser abierto en recibir.
Sí.
Entonces, como con Young Living, si da mucho, vamos a recibir mucho. Si vamos a dar poquito, vamos a recibir poquito. Es,
Ajá.
es solamente las consecuencias de nuestra obra y nuestro, bueno, en cuanto a network marketing or multi-level marketing,
Sí.
is una skill médico. Él tiene que ir a una escuela de llegar a ser un médico, ¿verdad? Y muchas personas piensan, oh, si voy a hacer network marketing, no tengo que aprender nada. Solamente voy a hacer acciones, pero esto casi nunca sirve. Es como voy a decirlo en English. Um, moving your arms in the water is not swimming.
Mover tus brazos en el agua no es nadar.
So you can be moving your arms and you can still drown, or you can move your arms in the water and make forward movement.
Sí.
So so in network marketing, if we learn to do it properly, then we can do it in a way where it serves people, helps people, and brings us something back as well. So everybody wins. It's a win, win, win situation. Nobody loses. And the majority of people in our groups, the majority of people just want to buy their own products because they've also grown to love Young Living because they've learned about it. And probably 90% or more don't want to do the business. They just want their products. But they also win because they get their products. And one of the things I learned when Young Living talks about wellness, purpose, and abundance, wellness is the products, abundance is the business opportunity, but the purpose is up, the propósito is según de nosotros. So it's not my job to change somebody's purpose. I see my job is to talk to you and say, what is your purpose? What do you want? And if you say, well, I just want the wellness part, I want the products for myself, I want my house to have a nice diffuser and smell nice, I want to take these supplements for my health, I want to do these things, I support that. If somebody else says, I want that and I would like to create abundance, well, then that's their purpose, and I can support that. So if we find out what each person wants, then we can also help them to achieve it and not be working against their own purpose. Their purpose might change. They may they may say, I don't want to do Young Living as a business. And then 3 months later, they're all in. Yes, help me. Let's do this. Or they may start and say, yes, I want to do it. And then they may change their mind that way too. It's all okay. So we just support people where they are.
Entonces, solo apoyamos a las personas donde estén, en la posición que estén y lo que decidan, incluso si cambian de opinión, si cambian de decisión.
Yes. And I believe it's important. Most people, when they talk about, mucha gente, cuando hablan de Young Living, hablan de los productos, especialmente los aceites. Bueno, tiene sentido. Pero Young Living significa bienestar, propósito y abundancia. Si solamente estamos hablando de bienestar, la gente no va a entender que hay una oportunidad de abundancia. Y abundancia puede ser pagar por sus productos. Abundancia puede ser ganar 10,000 pesos cada mes. Puede ser y aún más. No importa. Pero la clave es, si no estamos hablando de bienestar, que existe esta oportunidad. Entonces, una cosa que tenemos, o bueno, según mi opinión, si vamos a hablar de Young Living, debemos incluir lo que significa Young Living, bienestar y abundancia, el propósito según de cada persona en su habilidad de escoger entre los dos cosas. Did that come out okay? In my broken Spanish?
Está bien, muy bien, se entiende perfecto, Lars.
Okay. So we have just a few more minutes left. Is there any other questions you have that you'd like to talk about, Anna?
Sí, tenemos solo unos minutos. ¿Y cómo fue el proceso de abundancia para ti? ¿Cómo decidiste entrar y dar ese paso? ¿Y cuál fue lo más difícil o el reto más grande a vencer? What was like the challenge on the abundance part for you, and why you decided to take like a next step? Because we all want to do the business, but we kind of like wait in there until somebody comes and kind of like pushes us or something.
Mm. Well, I was looking to do something different because the work that I was doing was very toxic. And so when Young Living came along, it was like it was like a divine something that came into my head that said, do this. There was that. But then I was like that person moving my arms in the water and not swimming for almost 2 years. And finally, because I have no upline, I'm just direct to the company. It was a strange thing that happened how I came in. And so nobody was supporting me. So finally, I went to this man who was doing a network marketing, a different company. And I said, how do you make this work? And he said, treat it like a real job. Learn about it, have an office, dedicate a certain amount of time every day to it, and do it that way. He said, if you don't, it's not going to take off. And so I tell people also, if it's an hour a week or 10 hours a week or 20 hours a week, whatever you decide that you want to dedicate to it, then really take that time, set aside some space and and learn the points of how to work with network marketing. I like the book called Network Marketing Pro or Go Pro by Eric Worre. Not that I follow everything that he says completely, but the principles that he talks about are there. And that's just a really good resource that helps a person do any kind of network marketing business you want to do, including Young Living. And once I made that decision to really move forward, it was just a matter of persistence, persistence. And at first, it doesn't look like much is happening, but eventually things start moving, and little by little, they move more and they move more. And you just keep going. And eventually, you look back and you go, whoa, look what just happened. And you have this massive group of people that are friends, and it's just this lovely it was the greatest, has been the greatest adventure of my life, building the group, and the hardest, but the most rewarding as well in many on many levels.
¿Y cuál fue la parte más difícil? What was the hardest part?
The parte más que
Difícil,
uh,
hardest. You said
más
it was the most beautiful and the hardest.
oh, the hardest was just sticking with it, staying with it, and continuing, because there would always be challenges that would come up. And it's like in the book Think and Grow Rich. He said you come up against this wall and you think you can't go past it, and but you just keep putting your energy against that wall, and eventually it dissolves in front of you. It's like life saying, "Do you really want this? Do you really want this? Do you really want this?" And if you keep persisting, eventually life gives in and says, "Okay," and then it allows you another steps. Um, but it's just a really it was my way of growing in consciousness because I was very conscious of what my blocks were and how to move forward uh, by facing my blocks, facing my fears, and and doing the things that would work.
Wow, I really think this is amazing to hear this from you, like to persist and not let ourselves down and not let our dreams down. Because I think that's key for life, for anything we do in life, because challenges will come, los retos van a venir,
Mm.
los tiempos difíciles van a venir y el no darnos por vencidos, el seguir adelante.
In those, in that beginning time, I was together with a woman named Prakama. And when I was down, she would build me up. When she was down, I would build her up. So I'm a very strong advocate of teamwork. So if someone wants to work and build, then team up with us. Team up with Anna, team up with myself. Let's talk. Let's see how it's going, and we can work on it and go, all right, well, what's happening? What's working? What's not working? How can this move forward? And yes, you're actually doing really well. It just you don't see it right yet because it's growing, it's building, and it doesn't look like much when it's young.
Y dinos cómo transformó tu vida a más abundancia, how your life transformed abundance wise, like because I like your lifestyle and I like
Hmm.
the way you behave towards abundance. You're very grounded and very um, like not pretentious, not ostentatious. And so tell us about.
Well, I grew up on a farm in Minnesota, so I've never had I've never really been interested in things, but abundance can be, yes, having enough money to take care of yourself if you need dental work, if you need a thing or whatever, to live in a house, to have an easy life, that's one thing. But abundance can also be having an abundance of time to be able to choose the things that you really love to do rather than choosing things because you have to do them. Doing Young Living, doing network marketing allows a person to travel all over the world. It's just a wonderful adventure. Um, and you can create as with network marketing, you can create as much abundance as you want. And once you do the initial work over the first few years and it starts coming in, you work at building it, you've already created the momentum. Now you're just working with other people that you've just grown to love and appreciate. And you have these, everything is fun. I go to Europe, I go to Vienna, I visit with my group there, talking with you, um, yeah, seeing people at conventions. It's just a nice lifestyle.
Wonderful, Lars. So thank you so much for this time. And it was really beautiful talk. Muy interesante la plática, con mucha inspiración y mucha sabiduría. Y thanks for being such a great example of what a good life is about.
Mm. Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks for the nice chat. It was a nice experience. Thank you.
Muchas gracias, Lars, querido Lars. Y bueno, pues seguimos aquí en contacto y si alguien está interesado en conocer más sobre los productos o unirse al equipo de abundancia, pues también nos puede mandar mensaje, contactarnos y con mucho gusto
It's a
estaremos.
a lot of work, but you won't regret it.
Es mucho trabajo, pero no se van a arrepentir.
Mm.
Muchas gracias. Buenas noches a
Buenas
todos.
noches.
Adiós.